What is up, people? What is going on? Okay, Margaret always gets the bad guy. I know I didn't get that right. I still was not digging that name. But anyway, I am DJ Cash, and of course, I am back with the regular show review. I apologize for not doing one last week. Had some technical issues, but I got a new laptop, and hopefully you can hear me and see me clearly. So let's go ahead and get this episode started. This episode was called Local News Legend. Now, this was all about Margaret. She wants to be a host to get her own weekly segment on the local news. And this was an idea proposed by, I'm guessing, the boss. And, of course, we all knew Margaret's dad works there as Chopper 6. And, of course, that lady. And then that lady, I actually don't even remember her name. But we saw her in the 1000 Chopper Flight episode. She was there. But yeah, and of course Margaret, she's so stressed out that she needs to come up with an idea that, like, you know, just to get the people, just let the people know so she can. This is basically a contest, and the problem is she didn't have an idea, so I don't know why she did that. I figured, I mean, wouldn't you feel like a girl like Margaret, who is so smart, would know not to do something like that? I mean, she could just, to me, she just kind of, like, challenged Margaret's intelligence. I mean, you're basically showing that she's willing to do anything to get what she wants, but it all came to fruition in the end. And yeah, and this guy that I'm talking about was called the Tipster, which I thought was a clever name. Credit to the regular show creative team. And yeah, and this guy, we all knew who it was. Yeah, this guy just kept tipping Margaret on these false allegations and false stories, which, by the way, those were tough for me to watch. I just kept laughing, throwing my hat up into the air. It was just all hilarious. And one thing I liked about this episode is the fact that, like, anytime we saw Margaret and Mordecai together, there was always that drama, but this episode didn't have it. It was kind of nice and fresh, you know, just put that to the side, and let's actually get something that's really serious here. And yeah, and as the episode went on and on, apparently there was this one last tip from the tipster that, honestly, like, okay, this is actually not to her fault. She didn't know that Margaret used to work there, so, and of course, it was all revealed that Margaret was getting tips from that woman, from that woman who apparently is a jealous you-know-what. But anyway, yeah, and, I know how I said that you kind of showed Margaret's intelligence there when I first said that, but after seeing what she had did, she was recording everything of what was going on. I just love that. Just Chris, you see, this is what I like about when the regular show creative team does. They always give us a swerve. And yes, and like that was probably the best car chase I had ever seen. I was enjoying every single bit of it. It was great. And of course, like as they're chasing, this is actually the one part I didn't like really get, and I didn't think was needed. Like the fact that that lady said like I'm news from the future. That to me was just not needed. I mean, like you could have just did the simple like, okay, because we've seen guys get, you know, blown up or get killed, and they just never seen again. You could have did something like that. I just didn't think that whole future thing was needed. That was a little twist. But yeah, and I liked how Margaret's dad, like, I liked how he just kept supporting his daughter, because that's what a parent is supposed to do. So that was awesome. And as the episode went on, when we went towards the end, Jesus Christ, one of the funniest things I ever seen, CJ, and they did this quick. Oh, I'm hoping you guys caught that. CJ was watching that, didn't show no emotion, and just changed the channel. That was great. That is a to be continued, people. And Margaret, I definitely thought of course, we got more character development. She talked about how the local news is important. And I will say, that lady did actually mention something, that news is just something that people could just read off the internet. And in today's, in 2015, that is kind of where news is going to. Like, news is like being on the internet, being on websites. Like, a lot of people don't even like read the newspaper anymore, and if you read the newspaper, then I feel But anyway, and yeah, and of course, like I mentioned, the chase scene was great. The whole high fives from Mordecai and Ruby was great. Like, just all around, this was actually a fun episode. And apparently, we all knew Margaret won the contest because apparently she got her own segment. So, and that was Local News Legend. My overall thoughts on this episode, I thought it was great. Love the storytelling that they did with Margaret trying to get what she wants. Love the fact that she had people supporting her. Love the chase scene, and of course, like showing CJ just not giving a you know what. I just thought that was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen since this show has been on. But yeah, great episode and great character development for Margaret. As far as I'm concerned, I am DJ Cass, and that was my regular show review. See you next week.